Case number 13. We are going to check for this given equation if it's an identity. We have the product of cosine theta and cosecant theta is equal to cotangent theta. Unlike the previous cases where we are just trying to determine the identity equivalent in each expression, here we are going to check whether this equation is an identity in the sense that the right hand side is equal to the left hand side. The hint here is we only need to manipulate the side with more complicated identities. In this case, we are going to manipulate the left hand side and let the right hand side as it is. In cases where both sides will be complicated, so we're going to manipulate both of them by giving the equivalent forms in either sine theta, cosine theta, or a combination of both. Again, in this case, we're just going to manipulate our left hand side. To start, we have here cosine theta, and then to be multiplied with cosecant theta, and then we are going to express cosecant theta as either sine theta, cosine theta, or a combination of both. We know that cosecant theta is actually the reciprocal of sine theta, so it's equivalent to 1 over sine of theta. Since we are checking for identity, please don't forget to also write the other side of the equation. And again, we are not manipulating this since this is already okay. Now, when you multiply these two, take note that cosine theta here has a denominator of 1, and when you're multiplying rational expressions or fractions, you multiply numerator to numerator and denominator to denominator. In this case, you have cosine theta times 1 is cosine theta, and your denominator is just 1 times sine theta, is just sine theta as well. Okay, even if you reach a portion which is already obvious, just simply continue with the process, because checking for identity means we need to come up with sides of the equations which are the same. Now in this case, cosine theta over sine theta is equivalent to one identity, and that's actually just simply the cotangent of theta. And our side is also cotangent of theta. In this case, we already verified this given identity. This case for missing identity is now closed. If you may, to be ready for some new cases, subscribe now.